Hi all, welcome back. We are back on the boat finishing off a few jobs, and we are going to start off with fitting this tap. So I left it the other week. The flexi hose fittings that came with the tap didn't fit the push fits that were on the pipework, so I've bought some shopping. So what you need is you need a 15mm push fit to tap connector, which is a 1/2 inch. Obviously the type 2, so it's female. The hoses, the flexi hoses that come, this is 3/8, so obviously that and that don't match up. So what you need to do is you need to buy one of these little compression 3/8 to 1/2 inch fittings, and what we're going to do is we're going to take some PTFE tape, we're going to wrap it around with threads. We're going to wrap it around with threads a few times, then we're going to push that in. Now we don't have to worry about O-rings, because if you look in the fitting, you can see the black O-ring. So we're just going to PTFE, tighten that up, and we're going to tighten those two together. And then after that, I'm going to, same again, PTFE on this thing, and then tighten it into there. Now, it's important that you do this to the flexi hoses, put this assembly together before you try and put it on the tap, because once everything's together, you won't fit the push fits and everything through that hole. So you need to come in from this bottom, but if you come in from the bottom and you've already connected this hose won't turn. So yeah, it's important that you prep the hoses beforehand. So all you have to do is push it up, screw, and then just push onto here. So we're going to prep these hoses, we're going to prep the tap, we're going to take those push fits off, we're going to put it all together, and then we're going to silicone it all back down, and the sink and everything. So we're going to do that now, and yeah, I'll be back shortly. Okay. So, having just spent 10 minutes talking to myself, I'll press record this time. So I've got my flexis with the push fits off already. Taking the old push fits off the hose. Now we need to fit the tap. So I'm going to have to put you down in a minute because I don't have enough hands. But it starts off, so you have your tap head, then you have this flat O-ring. So that goes on the tap first. Then the tap goes through the hole, like so. Then you get this tap washer and O-ring. Now if you look, this tap washer is V-shaped. I don't know if you can see that, I hope you can. It's V-shaped, and the O-ring sits inside the V, and it goes that way up. So you have the O-ring on the top and the other O-ring on the bottom, and then this copper nut threads all the way up and is held tight to lock the tap in place. After that, we've got the base tap in, and then we're going to screw on the flexis, and then the flexis can connect to the actual hoses. So what we have to remember is for the push fits, so I'll explain that in a bit, and then the actual handset screws onto there. So I'm going to go away and do that now because I don't have enough hands, and I will be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, so I've got the tap on and tightened up. So the next thing to do is to fit this converter, which converts the threaded down pipe for the hose. Now, the important thing to remember is there's an O-ring. So, hold on. For reference, it's an 18mm spanner, by the way. So, this little O-ring, oh dear, no, I need enough hands. So this little O-ring fits inside there, and then that's where the end of the hose, not this end, the other end of the hose, this end, that's where this end screws into, I think. Oh no, it's that end, because this end goes onto the thread coming down, and then this connects onto there, and there's an O-ring which sits in there as well. So I'm going to put this on, then I'm going to attach my lines, then I can thread that through, and we can start assembling the tap. So I'll do that and I'll be back in a minute. Right, so tap's on and the flexes are hanging down, ready for connecting. I'm not connecting them yet. Next is the hose. Now this has to thread up from underneath to come out the top, because that's the end that goes to a tap which fits through the hole, and the other one's the end that goes to the water mixer. So all it is, as stupid as it sounds, reach around, find a hole, thread it through. That is your new tap, and then that which needs a O-ring will then, and that will screw on there. I just need to put the O-ring in there, then I can screw that on and tighten that up. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll be back and show you the next stage. Okay, so the tap and the hose is on. You can see we have our shower back. Not that it ever worked in the first place, but we have that. The hose goes through. So all that's left to do is to connect our push fits to our feed lines. Okay, so that's one of the push fits on. So you see what it looks like finished. So for the other one, for the hot one, what you do is you just ever so slightly crack that one loose. You don't want to take it off, you just want to crack it loose so that this collar is free to move, because that's what bites. And you push them onto there, which is very difficult with one hand, but you push it onto there. There you go, it went down one. Just get a tug, pull that tight, and make sure that that collar is all the way out. That collar needs to be all the way out. You need to see a clear gap, and that means that it's, once it's locked up, that's all bit, so that won't come off now. That's all tight. The same on that. So now we have a tap all done. So all we've got to do is put the head back in there, put our basin in, and we're done. So I'll finish that off now, and I'll be back shortly. So there you go. That's the sink back in, and tub of water to hold it down. I've siliconed it round. The tap is in and fitted. It's still up there, but once this is set, I'll push the tap back down, and that's it. Our brand new shiny tap. So